What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. Ned and Olivia. Ned, I tried to understand where he was coming from, but he was just getting on my nerves today because it was like, for the sake of everything that is holy, he was not trying to understand Olivia's point of view on nothing. All he cared about was what he needed and what he wanted, because he's still upset that Olivia wants to go see Dante, and she's not going to be around to bridge the gap between him and Brook. Olivia has done everything that she can so far to get Brook to, forgive her dad and bridge the gap, but she has to think about her son right now. You know what I mean? And she's only going to be gone a couple of days. And she feels like this may be her only chance to see her son. Like, Robert had to pull some strings to even get her in there. She can't mess this up. Like, if she misses out on this opportunity, she don't know if she's ever going to see her son again. And she's not about to miss out on that. And I can't say that I blame her. And every time she kept trying to tell Ned this, he just kept ignoring it, putting it off to the side because he's worried about him and Brook. Well, that's your daughter. You need to figure out a way to fix that. But what pissed me off was he's sitting there telling Olivia, well, your son keeps rebuffing you and keep refusing to see you, so you should just leave him alone. Well, the same rules can apply to your ass. Your daughter keeps refusing to see you and speak to you, so why don't you leave her alone? But no, you won't do that. But you expect Olivia to do what you won't do. Because Olivia could have easily turned around and said the same shit to him. How you going to tell her, well, leave your son alone? That's her son. I don't see you leaving Brook alone. She don't want nothing to do with you right now. But you keep pushing it. Give her space the same way you're telling Olivia to give her son his space. Why don't you take your own advice? But no, my daughter is important. And that's how Olivia kept taking it. That he kept trying to make it seem like, insinuated that his situation with Brook was more important than her situation with Dante. And I do agree with Olivia. Yeah, her son is in another country, but your daughter is here. She's in the same town as you. You could always try and reach out and fix that. Olivia doesn't have that same luxury. She tried to write letters to Dante. No response. Her letters got returned. You know what I mean? This may be her only way to see her son. And you think she's just not going to go because you're in crisis? Okay, but your crisis can be fixed. You know what I mean? Like, you can see your daughter. She's in the same town as you. Her son is in a whole nother place. She got to fly hours just to try and go see her kid. She can't even talk to him on the phone. Can't even get a letter from him. You know what I mean? Like, how selfish can you be? So when Robert came to pick Olivia up, Ned just kept giving Olivia this look like he can't believe she's leaving. Ned, pull your head out your ass and stop thinking about yourself for a change and start thinking about your wife and her needs and wants. Instead of everything's always got to be about your needs and wants. Like, I really wouldn't, I could see Olivia and Robert doing something. I mean, I know the type of person Olivia is. She's faithful enough, but if you push her too much, she's bound to stray. Because her marriage is literally on thin ice at this moment. Like, it's really on thin ice. It's hanging on by a thread. And Ned's sitting there telling her, don't leave mad. How else is she supposed to leave? Happy? What's the other alternative? I mean, of course she's going to leave frustrated and pissed off because she doesn't have the support of her husband. That's what would piss anybody off, when you don't have the support of your spouse. And you expect her to leave all jolly and chipper and happy when you're sitting here basically telling her to abandon her child? Even though he's a grown man, so what? That's her child. And she's trying to see him. She hasn't seen or spoken to her son in over a damn year. And that's her firstborn. You know? Of course she's going to take the opportunity to go see him. Why wouldn't she? Like, Ned is tripping. Ned is tripping. He need to go sit down somewhere. So anyway, Chase and Sasha are sitting here talking about this situation with Michael and Willow. He wants to tell Willow the truth because obviously he wants her back now. Like, he been wanting her back, but now that the whole custody situation is done, he feels like it's time to tell her the truth and have her choose what she want to do. Stay married to Michael or end the marriage and come back to him. Sasha, she feels like they're better off just letting everything play out the way it's currently playing out. But Chase is not letting that happen. He don't want that. Because he was like, as far as he's concerned, he's still in love with Willow. And if Sasha's not in love with Michael or whatever, and she could just walk away, then that's on her. But he's trying to get his love back. And I can't say that I blame him, but you had ample time to tell that girl. You had ample time to tell Willow the truth, and you wait till now to do it. And when Michael and Willow were at the park, just kind of watching over Wiley while he was with the nanny, they were talking and stuff, and Michael basically wants Willow to adopt Wiley. I hate that name. I do. I mean, I'm gonna call him Wiley for the sake of it, because I guess some people were getting confused by the Jonah Wiley situation or whatever. But I'm not used to the name. It's gonna take some getting used to. So yeah. And Willow is all for adopting Wiley. But the problem is she wants to make sure Michael wants her to adopt him for the right reasons, and not just because he's trying to do it out of gratitude to her for stepping up when he needed her to. Like, she doesn't want it that way. I don't see anything wrong with her adopting that boy. I mean, Willow's a good person. She loves him clearly, so I don't really see the issue with her adopting him. Yeah, Nell is the biological mother, unfortunately. But we all know Nell, I believe Nell cares about her son, but she is not stable. She's not the type of person who should be raising that boy, because clearly she's going to raise that child to hate Michael, raise him to hate, Carly and everybody else that she don't like. She's going to raise him to be like her. Now, why would anybody want that? Why would you want to see somebody raise their child to be manipulative, a compulsive liar, dangerous? No. Nope. I think Willow is the better choice. Her and Michael are the better choice as the parents, in my opinion. I think they are. Obviously, the judge thought so too, and that's why Michael got full custody. I know some people see Michael and Willow as boring, but I like them together. I like the chemistry between them. I mean, I like her and Chase. I said this before, though. I mean, she can be with either one, and the chemistry is there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind her and Michael being together. Just to be honest. So, of course, Willow and Michael were talking about Mike. And, Michael pretty much vowed that he would never, do to Wiley what Mike did to Sonny. Basically abandon him when he was a kid and all that stuff. He wants to be in his son's life. And I applaud that, because you want to break the cycle. And that's why Sonny was always involved with his kids. For the most part. He didn't want to make the same mistakes Mike did. So speaking of Mike, I freaking loved I forgot. When Michael and Willow were talking, Chase was all in the bushes watching them like some little creepy ass stalker. I was like, Chase, you do know that peeping Tom and stalking and all that stuff is a crime, right? You might want to get up out them bushes. So anyway. The scene between Mike and Sonny, Carly, Felix, that was such a dope scene. It was sad, as usual. I mean, all the scenes with Sonny and Mike are super sad, but touching at the same time. Watching Mike get out the wheelchair and hug up on the horse and stuff like that. I thought that was a beautiful thing of Sonny to take him to the racetrack and stuff, to spend more time with his father, because he doesn't know how long he's going to have with him. They were just talking and stuff, and he was telling them about Dante when Dante brought him there and stuff. That was just super sad. Like, I feel bad for Sonny. Like, when Mike finally does pass on, it's going to be super hard. Like, I know it's going to take Sonny some time to get used to it. And, but he never will. He's never going to get over that, because that's such a traumatic thing, Like, just to see somebody that you love suffering like that, you know what I mean? Can't even remember you, don't even know that you're standing there. You know what I mean? Like, but Mike, he was alert for the most part. He knew in that moment, like, who Sonny was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was very alert. And I am glad that, Sonny has that support system, definitely with Carly by his side. Even though I was looking at Carly this whole episode with the side eye, because I'm like, Carly, I understand it's not the right time. But don't forget, chick, that you got to tell him about Nell. See, Carly, she'll try to use this situation to her advantage to hold off on telling him, no, boo, You got to tell him immediately, urgently. Tell him, like, do it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sonny done kept his fair share of secrets from Carly over the years, too. Remember when Sonny found out that he could walk again? He kept that a secret and Carly was pissed about it. So she should definitely understand, like, keeping secrets from your spouse is never a good thing. So anyway, Lulu and Dustin went to go visit Brooklyn. Brooklyn was not happy to see them. But, you know, Lulu was basically talking about her own experience and how she was stabbed by, you know, Ryan Chamberlain, and they have that in common. Brooklyn just was not here for it. She basically told Dustin and Lulu that they can go. Well, she didn't tell them, but, you know, she got the tablet where she can write. But I did think it was nice of Lulu to show up there and show some empathy and, you know, some sympathy for her. Because Lulu really didn't have to. She didn't have to. You know, obviously Lulu and Brooklyn don't like each other. That's an understatement. But she really didn't have to show up there to be cordial and be nice and, you know, sympathize with her. But she did, so I commend Lulu for that. Whether Brooklyn wanted to receive it and accept it, that's on her. If she don't, that it is what it is. And Lulu, even after Lulu left, she still felt bad for Brooklyn. She didn't talk bad about her. She didn't say nothing negative. She still felt bad for her. Even though Brooklyn rejected them, she still felt bad for her, you know. So Lulu definitely has come a long way in some cases. So next up, Sasha. She went to go visit her to drop off some new Deception moisturizer or whatever. And basically tell Brooklyn how Chase wasn't a bad guy and how she kissed him, you know, trying to keep up this dumbass lie or whatever. I was like, Sasha, you need to let it go. Just tell the truth. But Sasha was being honest, though, to a degree, you know, as far as like her not wanting children right now and an instant marriage. Like, she just wasn't ready for that family stuff right now. You know what I mean? Like, even prior to her and Chase coming up with this plan, she was apprehensive about it. She was very apprehensive about it. The whole being a stepmom, being a wife, she just wasn't ready for that. So I think eventually her and Michael would have ended up breaking up anyway, because obviously Wiley is a package deal. So if you're going to be with Michael, Wiley is a part of that package. So, and I don't think she was going to accept that. So I think eventually they were going to be broken up. That's why I feel like she's not really... That's why I think she don't really want to tell the truth, and she's not fighting to try to get Michael back right now. Like Chase is trying to fight to get Willow back, because she don't want it. Because she knows if she goes back to Michael, or Michael takes her back, she's going to have to be a part of Wiley's life and step up in a parental role. And that's a role she doesn't want to play right now. So I can't fault her for being honest about it. I can't blame her. Hopefully, though, she get off that stuff, you know, them drugs, hopefully. One can hope. So anyway, moving on from that. What else we got? So Anna says she want to throw a small dinner party with Finn, Mac, Felicia, etc., etc. She wants to do like a little dinner party or whatever for the family. Which I thought was cool, because I was wondering where the hell Felicia was at. I don't think she was at the nurse's ball. I remember Mac was there. I don't think Felicia was there, though. I don't remember. I know Mac was there. I don't know if Felicia was, though. So, yeah, Anna's all giddy about this or whatever. So, after Peter and Maxie leave to go meet up with Lulu and Dustin, Robert come up behind her, and they have some words. And Anna, obviously, is not happy with Robert, because he's still on this whole Peter's evil. I mean, because he is. Like, he's no good, and you refuse to acknowledge it. And Robert is getting sick of it. So he was like, you got two options. You can either face the truth or sit there and act like the truth don't exist. What you want to do? Obviously, she'd rather just sit there and act like the truth don't exist, even though she know it does. But that's her prerogative. That's what she's choosing to do. So that's on her. So Peter and, you know, before Peter and all them meet up with Lulu, Anna gets a phone call from Alex. I said, oh, okay. So she got a phone call from Alex, and you could see the look on Anna's face. She was not expecting that phone call, and she damn sure didn't look happy to get it. But I think sooner rather than later, I said later. I'm talking like a New Yorker, later. Sooner rather than later, Anna's gonna have to face all these truths, because I really don't think Peter is her son. Honestly, I don't. So anyway, Lulu and Dustin are having coffee and tea with Peter and Maxie, and they're gushing about the baby and talking about Brooklyn. Maxie is definitely going to be devastated when the truth about Peter comes out, because now she has to carry his child. And this is like a whole nother loss for Maxie. And I feel bad for her, because Maxie always gets stuck with these dudes who have an agenda, who are lying to her. And it sucks. You know, she's basically like the younger version of Alexis. You know, just these bad seeds. I mean, I would say the only good men that she's been with so far has been Spinelli and Nathan, to be honest. So it wasn't all bad. So anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought. I will see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.